No culture or civilization has ever been able to deny the existence of the so-called third sex. Plato speaks of androgynous individuals as the myth of perfect and lost unity between man and woman. And our own present-day media constantly reminds us of their existence in every part of the world. The pictures that follow are being seen in the West for the first time ever. They document various aspects of the daily life of the Hijrash, as the transsexuals of India and Pakistan are called. Some are hermaphrodites, others have submitted to surgical sex change operations, others are still men dressed as women. The Hijrash have existed for centuries, and the Mughal historians speak of them as custodians of the apartments and the secrets of the queen and the princesses at court. In a society which is marked by sexual discrimination, where silence, obedience, and fidelity are the virtues expected of all women, the Hijrash represent something more than just a sexual quirk, exercising a more or less morbid fascination. They are a caste in the true sense of the word. They enjoy publicly accepted and recognized roles. Peshawar is the capital of northwest Pakistan, a commercial center. It's one of the richest and most bustling cities in the region. A walk through its streets reveals different images of women, pieces of a mosaic whose colors are far less uniform than one might think. In the same street, a woman dressed in her purdah, covering her from head to toe, stands in stark contrast with the brightly colored posters advertising Pakistani-produced films where the heroines of romantic and action movies appear far more scantily. In the bars for men only, as are all public places for that matter, the presence of women is accepted only if they are objects of desire. Male fantasy is sparked by semi-clandestine videos, similar to those offering celluloid eroticism on the Western market, although these may be less explicit and more elementary in their production standards. Today, as always, women are not permitted to attend what we call stag parties. The Hijrash are not only invited, they are paid to attend. Imitations of the absent women, they are also traditionally bringers of fertility, future well-being and harmony for the married couple and the new family. Femininity, or its caricature, is flaunted. Exterior signs are exaggerated, like makeup, which is rarely seen on Islamic women. The Quran may repress feminine sexuality, but at this party it seems to reappear in the guise of the Hijrash as something to be desired, an instinct, an irrepressible need. The Hijrash have a strong sense of being part of a community. Every group, which can include up to 30 people, submits to the leadership of an elder, a master who decides whether or not to accept a new initiate and who decides the rules of behavior within the house. Our hosts have no hesitation in demonstrating their ability to entertain an all-male audience with music and dance. They belong to a privileged group, however. It's quite common outside these walls to encounter young Hijrash living in other houses who prostitute themselves and live a much more miserable material existence. Have you ever had a special friendship, a love story? Yes, I love a boy called Umar. He gives me 50 rupees. Have you ever wanted to make love to girls? No, I make friends with boys, not with girls. We feel we're women, and so we make love with men. I feel like we are women, and so we seek men's company.
Sei stato evirato?
Were you emasculated?
Sì, sono stato
Yes,
epirato
I
da
was
giovane,
emasculated
molto
when I was
giovane,
young, very
ma
young.
non ditelo in giro.
Don't tell anyone. Some are born Hijrash when the male sexual characteristics are not dominant. Others become Hijrash, learning gestures, behavior, special skills. The latest member of this community is a young 16-year-old, a son his parents never recognized. He has no family, no job. Becoming a Hijrash could be a way to survive for him, at least for as long as his body and his eyes are able to seduce. He still has a lot to learn. His movements are rigid, academic, devoid of that captivating mischief demonstrated by his more artful companions. He is unable to satisfy the critical gaze of his silent audience from the community house who've come to see him dance.
Chi ti ha insegnato a danzare?
Who taught you how to dance?
Il mio insegnante.
Dov'è ora?
My teacher.
È morto.
Where is he now? He's dead.
Come si chiamava?
What was his name?
Hijrash.
Bashir.
Quanti Hijrash conosci?
How many Hijrash do you know?
Conosco quasi tutti.
I know many.
Saranno
Nearly all of
comunque
them,
migliaia.
thousands probably.
Sono tutti ermafroditi?
Are they all hermaphrodites?
Al 50%.
About 50%. Some were born that way, others became so.
Alcuni sono stati operati.
No,
Did some have
perché è
operations?
un'operazione molto delicata.
No, it's too delicate an operation.
Come lo sai?
How do you know?
Perché ho avuto rapporti
Because
con
I've had
nipoti e
relations
fratelli
with
e ho
nephews and
saputo che
brothers,
una parte
and
del
they
corpo è
told
molto
me it was a
delicata.
very delicate part of the body.
Come dire, non ho
You
fatto
might
la
say I
guerra,
haven't
ho
fought
visto
in
la
the
guerra.
war, but I've seen the war.
Quando hai capito di essere differente?
When did you realize
Quando
you were
avevo
different?
14 anni.
When I was 14. Before
Prima
then,
mi
with my
sentivo per i
brothers,
miei fratelli come
I
una
felt like
sorella.
their sister.
Continuano le feste che precedono le nozze.
The celebrations preceding the wedding continue.
Le donne della famiglia dello
The
sposo
women of the
rimangono
groom's
invisibili.
family are not to be
Restano al
seen.
piano di sopra.
They stay on the floor
Attraverso la
above
grata
and
lasciano
drop
cadere
money
offerti
offerings
in
for the
denaro
wedding
per
through a
matrimonio
grate.
e non toccate nel loro isolamento.
Untouched in their
Osservano quanto
isolation,
accade di sotto,
they
dove
observe
gli uomini
all that
si
happens
divertono con
below,
gli Hijrash,
while their men
che sembrano
enjoy
così fieri
themselves
della
with the
propria
Hijrash,
diversità.
who seem to flaunt
Accettati,
their diversity.
festeggiati, senza apparenti
Accepted,
inibizioni,
caressed,
senza
seemingly
l'idea di
uninhibited,
compiere
without
qualcosa di
the idea
proibito
of
o
doing
di
anything
perverso.
prohibited or perverse.
Stanno a tutti i giochi,
They are ready
tra
to
quanti
play
prevede il
whatever
codice erotico
games the
della festa.
unwritten erotic rules of the party
Fino a che
allow.
punto arriva l'intimità tra
How
maschi
intimate
sotto
do
il
they
tappo di
get
seta rossa?
beneath a drape of red silk?
Nessuno sa come celebrano la
No one
morte
knows
gli
how the
Hijrash. Non
Hijrash
hanno
deal
un
with
pubblico
death.
funerale, non
They have no
vengono
public
cremati o
funeral,
sepolti.
they're not
Non
cremated
hanno
or buried, they have no
È con
tomb.
la morte e la sua
Only
sacralità
in the
che
holiness
sembra
of death
riemergere una
does there
separazione tra loro e
re-emerge
la
a
società
split
islamica.
between them and the rest of Islamic society. We accept an invitation to participate in the funeral commemoration of Saki Shah Mardan, an Islamic saint who lived in the 14th century. We go inside, here 2 filming events never seen on Cellulite before, inside the temple where his body rests. We can't help wondering if there's a chance we'll meet the Hijrash here, but they are not allowed to attend, neither them nor the women. These solemn and holy places and moments are not for the Hijrash. In Peshawar, they say that no one has ever seen them pray. In a reserved part of the house, it's the women who celebrate the religious rites of the marriage ceremony. Sacred readings accompany the extremely careful preparation of the bride. Meanwhile, the men and the Hijrash continue their profane and hedonistic celebration, to which all are invited, not only friends and relations, but also those who live in the same street and all the passers-by. Everyone knows they'll meet the Hijrash there, with their wigs and jewels and lavish clothes, frequently copied from Western fashions. They help people enjoy themselves, satisfying unexpressed desires. This is the only way they're allowed to survive in a society that accepts them while isolating them, seeks them out on certain collective festival occasions, but excludes them from other celebrations for no apparent reason. It is evening, and a sedan chair with curtains drawn to protect the bride, sitting invisible inside, leaves the company of the other women and the house where she's lived since she was a girl to carry her to her new abode. This is also the time for the Hijrash to return to their community, to their realm, their prison.